So as we get closer to Subriel Matías v Dalton Smith, I've asked myself one simple question, and can Dalton Smith win this fight? Now, knowing the way Subriel Matías fights, especially early on, Dalton Smith does have some paths to victories. If Dalton Smith is able to establish himself early in the fight, not let Subriel Matías get comfortable, and can start to push a pace in the first round and continue that pace for 12 rounds, that is tricky for Subriel Matías. If Dalton Smith proves to be hard to pin down, then Dalton Smith has passed to victory there and can potentially, over 12 rounds, win enough rounds to beat Subriel Matías. Because we know Subriel Matías, early on in the fight, he's going to hands up, chin down, walk forward, but basically mindlessly for the first couple rounds. That's just what he does. And if you're the uninitiated, if you don't know what you're seeing when you see it, then you might just think, well, this guy's just a bad boxer, just hands up, chin down, walking forward, not doing anything. But what Subriel Matías is doing, I think he's encouraging his opponent to try and punch themselves out, which is why Subriel Matías has so many late stoppages and has so many stoppages, purely because, yes, he packs a punch, but guys are getting exhausted too. So part of his game plan is to force you to start throwing punches. Now, this is important for Subriel Matías. This is important for Dalton Smith, When he's in this situation, he needs to make his punches count. Don't overpunch and don't gash yourself out early. He needs to punch when he needs to punch. He needs to move when he needs to move. And he needs to keep Subriel Matías thinking. Go to the head, go to the body, move him about, push him about, spin him. Make Subriel Matías think. Because if you can make him think from the get-go, and if you can try and disrupt his pace, then he won't be allowed to get comfortable, right? And once Subriel Matías is comfortable, he starts to open up a bit more. So we always see him start slow, quote unquote slow, the first couple of rounds. Then as the rounds progress, he starts to, shoot that jab a bit more. But his jab's not an amazing jab, but it's a high jab. So he's able to counter jabs pretty well. Even though Subriel Matías' chin, you can find it because he forces the issue, he stands in the pocket, he fights inside, he throws a lot of punches. So his chin's there for the taking. No one's been able to rock him or really even hurt him, but you can find his chin. Now, Dalton Smith, he's a guy who's unbeaten, a nice counter puncher, clearly packs something in his hands. If he lands cleanly on Subriel Matías multiple times, he could maybe get him out of there. But I don't think anyone's really expecting, if Dalton Smith does win this, he stops Subriel Matías. Because Subriel Matías, we know, has got a great chin. Because we know he's got a great chin because we've seen him being caught so many times. I've seen him take clean shots to the chin and he's still moving forward. Not even stumbled. Unaffected completely. Still moving forward, still throwing shots. Do you know what I mean? So Subriel Matías has got that. Dalton Smith has got that option where he needs to, like I said, stick and move, continuously trying to spin Subriel Matías, force him to chase him early on. Because once Subriel Matías starts to open up, Dalton Smith, I've seen him have some success countering jabs, and I've also seen him get caught with a lot of jabs as well. So we'll see, because Subriel Matías isn't a particularly dynamic jab thrower. He kind of just throws it as he's falling in. So in essence, on paper, because he's not got a widely varied jab, it could be easy for Dalton Smith to work out, but we'll see if he can work it out. We don't know yet. But if he can't, then Subriel Matías will use that jab, he'll shove it in his face, he'll close the distance, he'll get inside, and then he'll start to work inside and force the issue, and he'll start to do what Subriel Matías does. He throws large combinations of punches, he works to the body really nicely, then goes to the head, gets guys out of there as well. The ultimate route to victory for Dalton Smith here is, for the duration of this fight, he needs to be hard to hit. And he needs to move. If you move, you can have a chance against Subriel Matías. It's when you stop moving. Because when you stop moving, Subriel Matías is still closing the distance. Subriel Matías doesn't take time off in fights. He pushes a pace that the only person at 140 that I think could match his pace in terms of punch, output, power, combinations is Gary Antoine Russell. I'm not saying other 140-pound fighters couldn't beat Subriel Matías, but I'm saying the only guys that could go head-to-head with Subriel Matías is Gary Antoine Russell. And Dalton Smith is not Gary Antoine Russell in terms of toughness and power and all these things, right? So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a really interesting fight, a fight I'm really excited for. And the nearer we get to the fight, like I said, the more excited I am. I'm curious to know what you guys think of this fight. Do you think Dalton Smith has any path to victory against Subriel Matías? Or do you think Subriel Matías will go out there? Like I said, he normally gives up the early rounds, but after that, will he just run through Dalton Smith? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo side quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.